Well, the owner of a Virginia coffee shop forced to close his doors after being targeted and harassed for sharing his pro-life beliefs. The stress for those threats and harassment sent him to the hospital, not once but twice. And it followed a lot of heated rhetoric in the wake of the Supreme Court leak about overturning Roe v. Wade. Ajay Brewer is his name, and he's the owner of Brewer's Cafe in Virginia there. And you have a guest with who do you have with you there?
Good morning, guys. This is my beautiful wife, Joy Brewer.
Hi.
Hi. Well, it's nice to see both of you this morning, and thanks for joining us here. By the way, Brewer, what a great name for you. However, not great things happened to you. Talk to me about this, because it was this post, and we'll show, that kind of kicked everything off for you, and a lot happened here. But this here, anybody else as happy as I am that they overturned Roe? After that, what happened, AJ?
Man, a tsunami. I certainly didn't anticipate what was to come next. Death threats, calls to cancel me and my business and my family. Wishes. That my kids were not fit to be my kids. Just some of the ugliest, nastiest things, and not even from folks who didn't know me, but folks that I've helped, business owners that I've helped, organizations that I've worked with. Politicians have been silent. It was a tsunami, man. I mean, and it certainly did lead me to the hospital. 7 years ago, I quit my job and moved back to my hometown to make a difference, be a positive Black male role model for folks who grew up like me. We don't tend to find those a lot. So, it's been a great 7 years, and I felt I was supported until I just opened up my mouth and gave an opinion that was not popular amongst my peers.
Yeah, and Mrs. Brewer, if I could ask you, as his wife, going along and seeing this happen, clearly this country is full of various opinions. There was one shared that really caused a lot of backlash, in his words, sending your husband to the hospital. As a family, what was it like going through that, and what was your perspective on the matter?
It was devastating, honestly. It's been the hardest time in our lives. And I support my husband 100%. I think this country is made for diverse opinions, diverse schools of thought. And so I just don't think anyone deserves this treatment. We've been through a lot.
I think that we have some of the photos here, the harassment, the bullying escalating to you being in the hospital a few times here due to stress. And here's the headline, by the way. Pro-life coffee shop owner forced to close after leftist bullied him so badly he was hospitalized, rather. But this was due to stress and extremely high blood pressure due to the attacks on you and your business. And this was in a town you grew up in, and making an extremely difficult decision to shut the doors in a town you grew up in. You felt let down by your community. Talk to me about that and your community, and how you felt then, how you feel today.
Yeah, I find as I become a business owner, I grew up very progressive, and as I became a business owner and learned how the government works and how things run in this country, I've become quite more conservative. And I think that essentially 2 years ago, I developed kidney failure, and so my doctors have been telling me, hey, you gotta quell the stress. The high blood pressure is going to take you out, and I will clarify something, essentially my high blood pressure was so high and my doctors did not know, what was causing it. It was almost like a light went off in my head when I was sitting in a hospital and thought, it's not just the bullying, it's the impact on my daily life. We've gotten eviction notices because we no longer produce enough income to support ourselves. There's so much that has happened since the boycott, and I just never really assumed that my community would do that. I mean, you brought up that this is my hometown. I essentially quit my job as a stockbroker 7 years ago to move and implant myself into my community and do the right things and be a positive Black male father figure for my community. And it's just so sad that, the folks that I care most about, the folks that I have been working with and helping with, have really not only turned their back on me, but they've encouraged others to do the same thing.
Right.
And it's kind of like, that mob mentality just spirals out of control. And it's just so devastating, the impact on it. Even the persons that are in the community trying to make an impact. You know, people talk about diversity and inclusion on the left, but to be honest with you, the only diversity that they care about is the skin color or what's in between your legs. They don't care about diversity of thought. Black lives don't matter if you don't think the right way. And that's just so devastating. And I've learned that through my progression in my politics. You know, again, like I said, I've been very progressive my entire life, up until, you know, a few years ago. And I just sort of naturally became more conservative. But it's just so devastating, man. It's not, you know, I want to clarify something. I genuinely believe that me and my family will be just fine. You know, I think we're going to get out of this. Sorry, that's my little boy. We're going to get out of this and we're going to be just fine. And what is going to impact this community more is one less Black positive father figure in the community making a change and making a difference. And I think that is the storyline. It's not necessarily abortion. It's the idea that you can't speak unless you speak the right way. And that's disappointing.
Well, a fantastic conversation. I thank you. I thank your wife for stepping up to share her thoughts. I thank your baby boy for making an appearance as well to share his viewpoints as well. He's already vocal like his daddy. Good to see both of you. Thank you so much. I got to wrap this segment up. We wish you the best. Keep in touch with us. Again, Ajay Brewer, his story and his beautiful family. Ajay, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. You guys visit us at brewerscaferva.com. Appreciate it.
Got it.